Good morning, world. This is Ivan Omer. This is going to be another very interesting video. Today, I slept for a long time today, so hence why I'm making this video a little bit late. As yeah, Ivan, usually you make the videos around, um, usually your videos get uploaded around 12:01. Yeah, I overslept today, obviously. So it's coming to 5 o'clock in the morning right now, so I'm a little late, obviously. So at about, I don't know, 7 o'clock, my video should get uploaded around there, around that time, obviously. I just woke up, so if I sound a little bit weird, then you're gonna have to excuse, obviously. Yeah, I have my coffee. I am ready to go, obviously. And you're interested, so interesting. Yes, you better fucking enjoy it while you still can, man. You better fucking enjoy this series while you still can, obviously. And those actors chosen for Zanes, they're lucky. They're gonna get to experience the international fame and glory with King Ivan and Queen Vijay. Hence why they're lucky, obviously. Those actors for Zanes are gonna be saved for what? They're going to be saved for 4.5 years, man. Because even though the first year the actors won't be flown to my office the first year, the doc team will be filming them a little bit. I only want the doc team filming the chosen actors a little bit. Like for example, when my secretaries call their agents, I want the doc team filming the actor's reaction that they got that they're cast for the role. I want them filming it. Obviously, Avon Jojo, it will be easy for him because he lives in Vancouver. Obviously, he lives in Vancouver. Obviously, hence he's the luckiest, obviously, out of all the actors because while me and VJ start Plant Skies is on, so Vaughn Joji lives in Vancouver. Obviously, so he won't feel even though the people in Vancouver will feel left out, they won't feel as left out compared to the rest of the world because Ivan and VJ live in Vancouver. The high chance some people will be seeing me and VJ in the 17th sometimes. They'll still be left behind, obviously, but they're not. They won't feel as left out because they all live in Vancouver and they'll see Ivan. Well, even though you see me, if you're not part of the experience, you're still left behind, obviously. But everything will be easy for Vaughn Joji because he lives in Vancouver, man, and he's a fellow Canadian like me, obviously. He's a fellow Canadian like me. Obviously, has everything is easy for it will be easy for him. But I want the doc team filming like the actors. Look, man, they don't have to film the actors. I want them filming the actors like reaction and that's it. Film the actors a little bit the first year. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my secretaries call their agents, okay, and ask them, hey, is it okay? Is it okay if we film the actors in their house? Well, all the actors will agree, yeah, it's fine because it's cool being a part of the doc, obviously. If the actors do not agree, then you can't film them, obviously. There's a good chance it might be maybe 2, 3 actors who may not want to be filmed, and they might not be in the doc. The actors don't want to be filmed. You have to respect their privacy. Obviously, you can't film them. Obviously, but all the main actors for Zanes should won't mind me filming them in their in their house because you're going to be a part of that doc. Obviously, yeah, they're filming Ivan and VJ. I don't mind if they film me at my apartment at my house sometimes. Yeah, you get to be part of that doc, which is cool. And that's why those actors for Zane's lucky. Even though the actors for The Great Escape, They're Unique, Hidden Vampire movie, and like the West Coast movie are lucky, they're not as lucky as the actors for Zanes. Zanes is my first movie. It's the most expensive movie, a billion-dollar movie. With all my other movies I'm making for like 700, 650 million, whatever it is. Organization movie I'll probably make for 680. 700 is a bit too much. Because I'm doing the math, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of money left. I'll probably make it for 680, maybe 670. Obviously. Put 300 million towards salaries and 270 million towards the movie. 370 million towards the movie. Or it's not. I'll make it for 700 million, just in case. The more money I make it for, the more top notch of movie I'll be out. The leftover money I'll just pour it all towards special effects. The Great Escape movie. That's why you're looking at them. All my movies are you're looking at revolutionization of technology. Except for They're Unique. They're Unique. I'm only putting like 40 million towards that movie. 40 million towards that romance movie. But most romance movies, they only put like 10, 15 million towards special effects, man. Twilight, they probably only put like 10 million towards that, towards special, 8 million towards special effects for that movie, the first one. And I'm putting like 40 million towards, even their unique will be revolutionary technology too, as I'm making their unique for like 280 million around there. If you want to afford to pay someone like Sandra Bullock or 37 million, you have to put more money into the movie. High chance she might be chosen. I might have her be VJ's mother. VJ's crazy mother, right? I can picture her being VJ's mother. She's good. I'm not saying she's chosen, but she's a good candidate, obviously. I'll have one big A-lister for their unique and one small A-lister. The small A-lister, I'll pay them like nine. The highest I can go is 9 million for their unique because it's a smaller budget. I'll put an extra like 30 million in budget. That way I can afford to pay Sandra Bullock if she's chosen her money, and I can afford to pay one big A-lister 9 million. Yeah, I can have I don't know. I have Sandra Bullock be the one big A-lister, and her husband, VJ's father, can be the small A-lister. And everyone else, they're all B-list actors. So for their unique, all you B-list actors, you're lucky. I'm going to be casting majority of the major roles and minor roles for their unique will be what? But their unique will only have like 15 characters. They won't have 14, 15 characters. Not that big of a movie, obviously. But all the major characters, like VJ's sister. Well, Megan, the actor for Megan will most likely be a B-list actor. Or I can have the actor for Megan be the one small A-lister. Or the actor for Megan, I can have her be the one small A-lister. Yes, she has a major role, obviously. Because I don't pay if I'm paying a lot of money, I want them to have a good chunk of scenes. So the actor for Megan could be the smaller A-lister, who will be VJ's best friend, and that actor has to be in her. Because I told you, me and VJ are going to be 32, 31 forever, and so I want the actor for Megan to be in her 30s, and play the role of VJ's best friend. See what I'm saying here? Yeah. Yeah. Even though all those actors chosen for my, you know what I'm saying, for all my 4 movies, you guys already know who you are lucky. They're not as lucky. Yeah, even they know. Yeah, even though we're gonna experience that test and fame with IME, they're not as lucky as Actor for Zayans. They're not as lucky as Actor for Zayans. And Zayans is a unique story. And it's my most expensive movie. My Zayans movie will blow. Even though all my other movies will have unheard of revolutionary technology, Zayans will blow it out, all those movies out of the water. Because I'm putting 400 million towards special effects. Whereas all my other movies, I'm only pouring like 200 million, 250 million. Even though 250 million is unheard of, revolutionary technology obviously is nothing compared to Zayans. I'm pouring like almost 400 million towards special effects. Unheard of world building. Organization movie will be a revolutionization of technology too. You're looking at something unheard of for the organizational world. Something 3 times better than James Bond. I'm putting 250 million towards the organization movie. Something unheard of for the movie Batman that recently got released. You know how you got that world. You got that nice dark world vibe in Gotham. Well, think of something unheard of for the organizational world in Italy. So even though it's filmed in Italy, you're gonna get this like unheard of world building. Yeah. Unheard of action scenes. I'm gonna have car stunts, car chases, unheard of fighting, top notch fighting. Yeah, because I'm pouring so much money towards the movie. That's why even Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Paul Bettany, and Ben Affleck, they're gonna be shocked by the technology. Holy shit, this is better than Hollywood. Yeah, this is so much better than Hollywood. For that movie, I'm also gonna release IMAX cameras too. And by that time, by 2031, you're probably looking at 8K Blu-ray. Around there. By the time I release the organization, you're probably looking at 8K Blu-ray. And if there is 8K Blu, I'll be releasing it in 8K Blu-ray. Hence why it'll be unheard of technology, obviously. And you're looking at better IMAX cameras in 10, 12 years from now. So the cameras I'm releasing for Xanax are going to be top-notch IMAX cameras. But the ones... Ivan, why are you a fan of IMAX? IMAX is the best camera in Hollywood. For all my movies, I'm going to rent IMAX cameras. Because IMAX cameras is the best camera in Hollywood. You see what I'm saying here? For their unique, I'm not renting some indie camera. No, I'm renting... Most romance movies, they rent independent cameras. Whereas for me, no, I'm renting IMAX cameras for even their unique. That's why I look at something unheard of. But for their unique, I only need to rent like 5 cameras because it's a smaller movie. Or I'll rent a good 5 cameras, that's enough. Three main ones and 2 for like high shot footages and like gliding, that's enough. I'll rent a good 5 to 6 cameras for their unique, that's enough. Whereas Xanax, I'll rent 10 because it's a bigger movie project. The Greatest Escape movie, I'll rent like 8 or something like that. Their unique, I'll rent like 6. Him that movie is pretty big. I'll rent like 8. Western Gangster, I'll rent like 8. The Ace is one movie where I'm renting 10 because it's a bigger movie. You need for movies like Lord of the Rings and medieval movies, you need a lot of cameras for angles, for the world building, all that stuff. Whereas the other movies where like James Bond, you don't need as much camera angles. Their unique, you don't need as much camera angles. You see what I'm saying here? That's why the acting shows from Zanes are the luckiest. Obviously. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ivan, they're the luckiest. Yeah, the luckiest. As Eritad is the devil himself. Ephesus, the king bad in the mountains, devil. Aratat's demon wolf army. The demon civilians. Remember that scene in Fellowship of the Ring when Saruman is walking, obviously, right, in Isengard, and you see all the orcs forging swords, and they dig up the boss orc. You got that, like, they look like demons. It's pretty freaky. Well, think something 3 times after Xanas. You're looking at devils living in Barak, man. So you have Xanas, which is holy land like Rivendell, and as soon as you go to the south, it's like it's gray, it's a cursed atmosphere. You go through the forest of Galathia, and the Eye of the Dark, and you have all these demon wolves, yeah, man, and he looks crazy. That's why Xanas will be the best story ever told, man. Better than Peter Jackson's Rings. It'll be close. Lord of the Rings, I'm not gonna say, look, man, I'm not gonna be cocky and say Xanas is gonna blow Lord of the Rings out of the water. No, chances are it's gonna be really, really close because Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece. Because even though Xanas is a better story, Lord of the Rings still has better world building, better speech. You see what I'm saying here? When you watch Lord of the Rings, you see all the members of the people talking, speaking the language is very, very rich. Whereas Xanas will have amazing speech too, but like world building, J.R.R. Tolkien has better world building than me, better speech, better languages. You know what I'm saying? The world, all that stuff. Whereas Xanas is just a better story. But at the end of the day, it's all about the story. You may have great world building, but is your story, how good is your story? Xanas is a better story than Lord of the Rings. But because Lord of the Rings is so rich in its world building, it'll still be close, obviously. But I can't see Lord of the Rings being Xanas because I'm acting in it, man. Because me and VJ are acting in it, and I pour way more money into the movie too. Don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a better story. I can't see Lord of the Rings topping Xanas. And Peter Jackson knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ivan, I can see the future. Yeah, Peter Jackson, you can see the future. Or Mel Gibson, you know how top notch my last Xanas will be. Even Peter Jackson told me, yeah, Ivan, I read your book. You know what I'm saying? Your book, if you put unheard amount of money into your movie, into your book, you're looking at the best story we're told in motion picture. Yes, you're looking at the best story in motion picture. Yes, even better than his Lord of the Rings. It's not going to be much better. It'll be pretty close. It'll be very, very close, obviously. Even fans, after they watch Xanas, yeah, Xanas was better than Lord of the Rings, but man, it's still close. Yeah, it's close. But Xanas will take the crown, man. Xanas is going to take the crown in the fantasy world for the authors for the best fantasy novel ever written. It's going to take the crown for the best movie trilogy ever made. Right now, Lord of the Rings has that crown. I guarantee most people in Hollywood, you know what I'm talking about. Lord of the Rings takes the crown for the best movie trilogy. For the best movie, no. You can argue Matrix is better, Godfather is better, and I'm saying Transformers 1 you can argue is better. Transformers is individually was amazing. Transformers is one of my favorite trilogies ever. Obviously, he's one of my favorite trilogies. It's one of my favorite trilogies ever. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Transformers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can argue those movies are better, obviously, but as a trilogy, none of them are better than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, as a trilogy, Transformers is not top Lord of the Rings. It does not. Matrix does not top Lord of the Rings. Transformers is not top Lord of the Rings. The Godfather is not. Even though The Godfather was amazing, only the first 2 were good. I heard the third one wasn't that good. That's why even The Godfather doesn't top Lord of the Rings. Yeah. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah. That's how good Lord of the Rings. That's why Peter Jackson's perfect. Okay, Peter, you created a multi-billion-dollar Lord of the Rings empire. You brought that world to life, a masterpiece, obviously. I want you doing the same thing for Xanas. Obviously. I told you, I can easily direct my movie myself. I told you, if I do that, it'll be very, very stressing because I'm acting as a lead and at the same time I'm also directing. Obviously. Peter Jackson, Ivan, you can direct your own movie. Yeah, I could direct my movie. I'm very creative, obviously. I already know how I want the movie to start. But it's just going to be more stressing. And I don't have any, even though I'm a genius, even though I'm a creative genius, I don't have any directing experience. Because if you're a director, all the creative team, while you're preparing in Switzerland, you know what I'm saying, while you're filming, all the crewmen are coming to you for all the questions, for all the creative questions, obviously. Yeah, the assistant director will help you, obviously. The assistant director will be coming to you. They're all coming to you. And it's very, very stressing. So imagine me having to handle that. At the same time, having to act a lead, it's too stressing. At the same time, I'm a little scared because I don't have any experience. Whereas Peter Jackson has experience. He produced Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I know everything about the process of a movie project. Yes, he knows everything. Obviously, he produced Lord of the Rings. He produced a big budget movie, Lord of the Rings, that he executive produced and co-wrote it. Hence why I want him on board to take that stress off me. Obviously, trust me. When I'm in the office, I'm gonna be surprised. Oh my God, Peter Jackson knows everything about the cameras. He knows all the cameras, the special effects. He knows all that, obviously. He produced movies. Hence why you need have him as your producer and give him power. That way he takes that stress off you, obviously. Obviously. Ivan, are you scared of someone ruining your story? Of course I'm a little scared, obviously. Hence why I want him co-writing it with me. That way we know the story inside and out. We do the concept arts together. He knows Aratat Zadel himself. He knows I'm not a fan of full-on CGI Aratat. You follow the story. You do the world building, John Allen Lee, and he takes his notes, and you will. I know what I'm doing. You'll get a good movie. I don't have to worry. And Peter Jackson's a talented director. Even though the Hobbit series weren't that great, the only reason why it wasn't that great is Peter Jackson wasn't prepped. He winged it, hence why the Hobbit series wasn't that great of a movie. It was a little bit of a mess, obviously. A little messy, you know what I'm saying? A little messy. Especially the third one. The third one was really bad, man. That was terrible. The war, you got that CGI. Oh my god, that was bad, man. It looked too computery. You had that fake CGI dwarf, whatever it is, the Dwarf King, whatever it is. That was bad, man. Whereas the first one was pretty good, the second one was pretty good, whereas the third one was pretty bad, man. Because even though the Hobbit, it wasn't terrible. I'm not gonna say the Hobbit was trash. No, the Hobbit was pretty good. The third one was really bad though. But the reason why the series wasn't that great is because Peter Jackson winged it, man. It wasn't his fault. I heard Guillermo del Toro backed out of the project. He was supposed to direct it, and Peter Jackson had like very little time to prep, and so he had no choice but to wing it. I don't want something messy like that to happen for my movie. I want you to be prepped for 3 years during the 3 years of pre-production, like he did for Lord of the Rings. For Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson was fully prepped. He prepped himself for 3 years, hence why the movie was amazing. Right? Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, you know what I'm saying? Return of the King. Even though Return of the King I didn't like as much, they were all amazing movies because Peter Jackson was prepped. You say, okay, the magic you did for Lord of the Rings, I want you doing that for Xehanort. I want you doing that magic for Xehanort. You see what I'm saying here? I want you doing that magic for Xehanort, obviously. Yeah. I'm thinking Michael Bay is good for the Hidden Vampire movie. I can have him direct that movie. Michael Bay. I think he's good for the Hidden Vampire movie. You can have him direct that movie and There's something about Michael Bay that might be good for the Hidden Vampire movie. And have him direct If Michael Bay directed my movie, for my Hidden Vampire movie, I would give him full power. So I'd pay him like, I don't know, $40 million, $42 million, because he's only worth like 100-something million. You pay him like $40 million and you give him full power. You pay him a nice, I don't know, like $2 million bonus after film is completed or something like that. And I would give him, because he's the only directors who get full power are the big ones. The ones who are worth like 100, 150, 200, 300 million plus. Those are the directors who I give full power because they're big and they're big, hence they have that respect, obviously. Whereas the ones who are not that big, I don't give them full power. I give them full creative power. They co-write the script with you, but I don't give them full power like as a producer and a director. No, because they're not that big, obviously. I'll give them some power, like they'll be the boss over the crewmen and all stuff. But some members of the 7 team are going to be the boss over them. Okay, if Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni try to do something, listen to them. Like the director for the Greatest Game movie, I will not give him I'll give him full directing power, but he doesn't have full power as a producer. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will be the boss over him. See what I'm saying? And when they prepare in Italy, in New York, but he still has power. He has some input, obviously. He's a boss over the crewman, but he doesn't have full power, obviously. Whereas Peter Jackson, I'm giving him full power. He's going to be the boss of my movie. Peter Jackson will never direct my movie if I don't give him full power. Yeah, hey, Ivan, if you want me to direct a movie, you have to give me full power as a producer. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll give you, because you're really, really big and I respect you, obviously, I will give you full power as on the producing side of things and the creative side of things. Well, for the creative side of things, he only has full power as a director. He doesn't have full power as for the console arts and the script. Well, the script we're co-writing together, obviously, but he doesn't have full power for the console arts. Okay, Peter, you have full power in the creative side of things and the producing side of things. When people come, when the console arts come up to you, they're going to ask you all the questions. Obviously, I'll be helping him out. Obviously, he's probably going to be like, "Hey, I'm going to need your help." Yeah, I'll help you out. But hence why you hire an assistant director to help him. That way, he's not stressed out. Obviously, okay. To take that stress from you, Peter, hire an assistant director to help you with your notes and during production, and my 2 script developers will help you to take that stress off you. See what I'm saying? If you have an assistant director help him, he won't be as stressed out. Because Guillermo del Toro, if he's chosen, he'll be helping him out a lot. during the 9 months. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Who are you gonna choose? I don't know. Something tells me I don't know. Peter Jackson could be the right man, but something tells me, man, Mel Gibson did that Passion of Christ movie, man. And Mel Gibson is a Christian. He's a Catholic, obviously. Hence, he will have so many good ideas for the Axis of the North being devils, and he did Passion Christ. You had the demons, and you had Jesus, man. You had that horror aspect. You had that when he's in agony. You had that atmosphere, that demonic atmosphere when Jesus, yeah, the music, all that stuff. Yeah, man, that's why he's perfect for Xanus. But Peter Jackson did the best movie Joe's ever made, which is Lord of the Rings. That's why they're gonna have to fight for the role, man. You're gonna see how hard Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson are gonna fight for that role because they want to be saved so bad. Yeah, I want to be saved. I don't want to be left behind. Yeah, they want to be a part of that amazing story. I just read my book. Yeah, I want to be a part of this amazing story. They know I'm gonna put. They know it's the biggest budget movie ever made. As Hollywood will never give Peter Jackson or Mel Gibson a $1 billion budget. No, they're gonna give them like a 200, 150, 90. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give them shittier budgets. Ivan gives me an unlimited budget. Yeah, I'm giving Peter Jackson an unlimited budget for my movie, man. He doesn't have to worry about running out of money for all these scenes. I might have to cut it down. For example, for the extras, I might tell Peter Jackson, okay, instead of having 60,000 extras, let's cut it down to 50,000. For example, for the civilians in Iraq, for the civilians, we can have 5,000 civilians in Iraq. Instead of having a 25,000 wolf army in the movie, we have an 18,000 wolf army. That way it cuts down the cost, obviously. For the Zane army, we can have 12,000 people instead of 1,500 for the movie. You cut it down a little. That way it cuts the cost, obviously. For the civilians of Zanes, we can cut it down to 12,000 instead of 15,000. For the Safians, we can keep it 5,000. 5,000 people isn't that much, but the civilians in Zanes is like 30,000. We can cut it down to what? We can cut it down to 22,000. Yeah, 22,000 civilians in Zanes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, 18 plus 5, 20, like 4,000 around there in Iraq, 5,000 Safias. The Syrians is fine because Cyrus only has like 1,000 people. Small land, 800. I don't mention the book, 800, 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you have said for the bats in the cave, we can have like 1,000 bats. In the book, there's like 700 of them. In the movie, we can add a bit more. We can have like 1,000 bats. Make some minor changes. See what I'm saying here? Okay, Ivan. Okay, Peter. To cut down the costs, we might have to what? Lower the amount of extras to cut down the costs. 25,000 Wolf Army is crazy. Like I get the war. The war will probably take a good like week or 2 weeks to film that war, man. Something crazy. I'm gonna tell Peter Jackson, the first you direct, look, man, I want you for the battle sequences. I want you taking your time. I don't want you weighing it or rushing it. Please take your time. I want the war to be something unheard of. I'm gonna tell Peter, look, man, I want a war better than Helm's Deep. Tell him that. He's like, okay, Ivan, I'm saying you get a war better than Helm's Deep. Yeah, you can even have the stuntman. I'm gonna have the stuntman help choreograph the action scenes with all the main actors. So Tacitonius, Papari, Eli, Cornelius, Cassius, Job, they're all fighting the war, right? They all fight in the war. In the end, they also fight in the battle sequences. And the battle sequence in the ancient Gallian city. Think something like Moria when the Nine fought those orcs, except it's like a mini war. You're looking at like 700 bats versus Takis and all of them, and the 700 blacksmiths. Yeah, they have to protect the civilians of Safians. Imagine 5,000 Safians. They're in the ancient Gallian city. I don't want to spoil the story. The bats awake, obviously, and then Tactius, Papyri, Cornelius, Eli, Cassius, Job, Sirius, and they have to protect the Safians. You also have the 700 blacksmiths who are trained, obviously. I don't want to spoil the story for you. All right, if they're Saladins, how's it work? You'll see what I mean when you read the book. And they have to protect the 5,000 civilians. And a majority of the civilians, I won't spoil the story for you. A lot of the civilians, what? Yeah, it looks something crazy. Imagine applying on the screen. You're looking at something 3 times better than even what you got for Lord of the Rings in Moria. Because you're looking at 5,000 civilians in the cavern. And that's why you're going to have to build like a 1 acre. I'm going to have them build like a 1 acre ancient Gilead City cavern. Something crazy. That way you can fit 5,000 people in there. Yeah, that way you get it. You know what I'm saying? They build all these nice pillars. And that's why Peter Jackson will be shocked. Because for this is unheard of in Hollywood. In Hollywood, like they have like cheap sets, man, like small cheap sets. Whereas for Ivan's movie, he builds like a 1 acre mountain, something like that picture I showed you in my Pershing Right. Something like that. I'm gonna show what I'm gonna do for the what. I'm gonna tell John how Alan Lee, look, man, for the ancient Gilead city when they journey through the mossy mountains. I'm thinking of that picture in the Persian Right, something like that. They draw it. That way you have some good ideas. For Cyrus, I'm thinking of that picture I showed. Remember those that green like hill with the steps? You guys see what I'm saying? I'm thinking of something like that for Cyrus. Because Xanth, even though is an advanced medieval world, it's an advanced medieval world, man. Look at something. I mean, all right, you know what you're doing. Yes, I know what I'm doing. That's why I look at an amazing story. Yeah, man. I want to pay Peter Jackson the rich $83 million. He gets his $75 million for the 4 years, and he gets his $8 million bonus after filming is completed. So he'll be making, I don't know, $198 million in New Zealand money, obviously. Because don't forget, you have the rates. Peter Jackson lives in New Zealand, hence New Zealand money is not worth as much as Canadian money. Hence he's lucky, obviously, and he'll be making more money. He'll be making like $108 million around there, right? So Peter Jackson's walking away with what, a $50+ million check in his bank, right? Yeah, he's walking away, which is a lot of money. Even though it's pocket change compared to how much movies you're making, I pay Peter Jackson on her money. That's $50 million is a lot of money, man. It's a fucking lot of money. He also got his commercial money, which is nice, and he got his nice perks, man. Being flown on my jet, yeah. Mel Gibson, I'm going to pay him a nice $50 million, $10 million Simons, and a $40 million Star production. I'll give him $54 million. I'll pay Mel Gibson. He gets a $4 million bonus after the film is completed. So pay Mel Gibson $54 million. Because I'm gonna have a good like $12 million left over my salary budget. The leftover money I'll use it to pay Peter Jackson's bonus, and I'm not gonna use all of it because I also have to pay my 17. I'll save a couple million to pay my 17 with a nice bonus, and I'll pay Peter Jackson a nice $8 million bonus. I can even pay Guillermo del Toro a nice bonus. I'll pay Guillermo del Toro a nice, I don't know, pay him a nice like two. I can pay Guillermo del Toro a nice $2,000 bonus too, considering he's gonna work his ass off. Even though he's assistant director, pay him something that way he's more motivated. Okay, I'll pay you a $50,000 bonus too. You can go. Okay, Guillermo del Toro, I'll pay you your $50,000 bonus after the film is complete, and you'll be going on the vacation with Peter Jackson the 17th. Book a nice resort. You know those nice resorts with like those nice top notch resorts. You guys see what I'm saying? Those nice resorts in Panama, Cuba, all these places. I'm gonna tell them, look, man, where do you guys want to go? Pick a location. Where do you want to go? Obviously, and I'll have one member of my team book it all for them. Okay, guys, pick a location where you want to go. I'll have a member of my team go to my office and they make all those calls. It'll cost me a couple million to book a resort for 2 weeks. Will cost a couple million. I don't know, 2 million, 2.5 million to book it for 2 weeks. All because I'm booking it VIP for just them and their families, man. Yeah, I want you to book a resort that can fit a good 30 people with a pool, all that stuff, a nice view of I don't know, next to the ocean, something like that, for Peter Jackson and what, his family. I'm Peter. I'm only bringing your immediate family. You can bring your wife, your kids. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on a tour, you can bring your wife, your kids if you want. And 17 can bring their whole family, obviously, and you take them and their family on a nice vacation. I can take the photographers and headshots on vacation if I want to, but no. It's just going to cost me more money. Like, those guys are my main people, but then, like, the 17 are my main guys. Are my really main guys. I'm not going to take Eric Chung on vacation. No, I'm not going to spoil it completely. But I gave all those guys a nice $2,000 gift card, obviously. But Eric Chung and all of them will be able to go on a vacation because I pay them a lot of money. If you're making $400,000, $350,000, you can easily go on a nice vacation after work. Go on a nice vacation with your girlfriend. You may not be able to stay in all these nice suites and all, so it's a big cut on your budget. But you can stay in nice hotels, nice $1,500 a night hotels, travel to all these nice places in the world. Yeah. Still have a nice vacation for yourself. Yeah, so I'm going to take them on a vacation. Hence why what? Mel Gibson, too, if he's hired, I'll take him and his family on a vacation with the 17, obviously. But I'm going to keep on, and their feeding is paid for. So I'm going to have the resort. I'm gonna tell 17, look, man, find a buffet, have a buffet system in the resort for you and your family for the 2 weeks. Ivan, you're obsessed with buffets. Yes, the reason why I'm obsessed with buffets is buffets is where it's at, man. Everyone knows, yeah, buffets is where it's at. Yes, buffets are where it's at. Buffets is all you can eat. You don't have to worry about being full and all that stuff. It's all you can eat food, hence why you don't have to worry about getting full. I'm still being hungry, sorry. See what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about being hungry. Hence why I'm serving an all-you-can-eat buffet for my movies. Because I know if you give them one plate bullshit, the chances are a lot of them are going to be hungry. There's nothing worse than working in the middle of nowhere. You eat one plate and you're not satisfied, and you have to wait a couple hours for your next meal. No, give them a buffet. That way they're well fed. One plate can satisfy you pretty well, but when you say feed your crewmen, feed them. I mean, really, you have to feed them. Feed them well. That way they're all well fed. They're all full. You can eat your two. You can eat 1, 2, 3 plates. After, because there's some people who eat. There's some people out there in the world who eat a lot. They can even eat 4 plates. That's why you have to have an all-you-can-eat buffet. All you can eat burgers. All you can eat wings. All you can eat ribs. Poutine. I'm gonna have them make nice breaded. You know Costco, how they have those nice breaded fries. I'm gonna tell Eric Chongling, if he's hired, look, man, make breaded crispy fries. And okay, Ivan, from the farms, they make breaded crispy fries. Make nice poutine, nice gravy, nice cheese from the farms. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have bacon. You can have bacon options. You can put that in your poutine if you want to. Ketchup for my burgers. I'll have ketchup, mayonnaise, chipotle sauce. All these nice options for mustard for your what. For the sliders, I'll just have it come with cheese. And everything else you have to dress up. So you can dress your what? Dress your burgers with tomatoes, lettuce, I'm saying onions. I'm gonna have that for your burgers. Yeah, you have your wings, you have your ribs, you have your teriyaki meats. I'll have them make a good like 7 options of teriyaki. That's enough. I'm not gonna have like 20 options on. You're wasting money. Okay, Eric, make 7 options of teriyaki meats. Sweet, like I don't know, 4 sweet, 2, 3 spicy. Okay, I understand what I'm saying. And you have like 2, 3 options of fried rice. You even have options of fried rice, different options of fried rice. 3 options is enough. And you have your chicken balls, your 3 options of sauces, and you can also have sauces for your rice. You know what I'm saying? You also have make a huge vegetable and salad bar. And they have this huge vegetable and salad bar. You can eat that with your rice, with your burgers, with your pizza. Yeah. You also have your thin crust pizza. Thin crust pizza with garlic sauce. Yeah, and hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Check my account for